We are up to our speaker today. Today's speaker is Anganie Ali. Yes? I got it right. Okay, good. And she is with SSS Non-Emergency Medical Transportation, and I will send it on over to her.
Anganie.
Okay, how am I using this? Just go forward. Yeah, okay. Hey, good morning, everyone. Can everyone hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Well, he said my name. My name is Anganie. Some people call me Angie. So whatever you're comfortable with, I'm good. But I love my name, Anganie. So I am happy to be here. A bunch of new faces. I've been here quite a few times. Thank you all for coming out. So I represent SSS Non-Emergency Medical Transportation, as you can see. I am the owner alongside with my husband. He's not here today, but I'm happy to be here. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I'm originally from Trinidad and Tobago, which is in the Caribbean, the most beautiful island. So I will just say that. So we migrated to New York, and I will go along with what all of you were just saying about your first job. My very first job was at a bagel shop in New York, cutting bagels. The very first day, of course, I didn't know how to hold a bagel, how to hold a knife. So I sliced my finger, you know. So, but it was a good job, you know, learning experience. I learned how to cut bagels properly. And I think my salary was, I don't know, $3.75 an hour or something like that. But yeah, so that's that. SSS, a lot of people ask me what that means. It is the initial of my 3 kids. They're all grown adults, you know, but Samuel, Simon, and Samantha. So that's what the 3 S's stands for. Non-emergency medical transportation is exactly what it says. Anything that's not 911 related, we're there, okay? This was founded last year. Actually, let me go back a little bit. We've been doing this type of work for about 6 years now. Pretty much branched out on our own last year, a little over a year now. Before that, the type of work that I did, worked in New York and, you know, the corporate world, all this kind of stuff, whatever. After having my last child, I said, you know what, I need to kind of be with her a little more versus the other 2. I was 12 hours a day out and whatever. So we started a childcare facility in New York, then moved to Clermont back in 2005. And right there in 2005, we bought a facility down in Leesburg. So I did that, owned that, ran that for quite a number of years. Probably left that about 7 years ago. And this is pretty much what we've been doing since then. So yeah, so that's a little bit about myself.
Nice.
Oh, that's a selfie picture, sorry.
You look like that lady.
Okay. Clicker. Okay, so this tells you exactly what we do. So we have the vehicle. There is different types of transportation that we provide. So a lot of people are saying that we're like the Uber of non-emergency, you know, kind of taking people around. So we have stretcher services, which is also called a gurney, right? Wheelchair services, ambulatory. So meaning, let's say you need to go to the doctor, just, you know, you're fine, you walk, everything like that, but you're not able to drive on your own, or you just need somebody to take you. You call us up and we'll say, hey, this is the time, blah, blah, blah. You'll tell us, we'll figure it out. And then we take you to your appointment, we wait for you, and we bring you back. Okay, some people might just want to drop off. There are times where hospitals, rehab centers, hospice, different health facilities will call us and say, I need you to pick up a patient, they're being discharged. Okay, so we'll get there, they'll give us a time. Sometimes it's immediate, sometimes it's for the next day, sometimes it's later that day. So pretty much 24/7 is you're on call, trying to, you know, just work with everyone in the community and so forth. And one of the reasons that we started this out here in Clermont, I live right here in Clermont also, there is a need for it. There's a huge need for it. You know, as you can see, we have our Clermont when I moved in 2005 to now has grown like significantly, as you all know. And there's all age categories of people here. So it's not only for elderly. We have disabled, we have, all types of people that need the services. So the wheelchair services is also there. The stretcher is there. Let's say somebody needs to go to another state. That happens also, where you're not able to fly, because you're not able to sit up, you're not able to do all the stuff in the airport, all that stuff. So we might be able to take you to another state, wherever you need to go in the U.S. Okay, of course, we're based here in Central Florida, in Clermont, but we work wherever is needed, okay? Now, so our target clients, as you all can figure out, is, healthcare, hospital, hospice, rehabs, nursing homes, assisted livings, just those type of facilities, okay? And even you on a private-based business, you might have family, friends, relatives, whatever, just need that extra help, All right, so I think I pretty much passed this one.
Yeah.
And I spoke about how it came about and what it's named after and how long we've been here and so forth, okay?
You're a storyteller. Good stuff.
So pretty much why I'm here today, and just like a lot of other presenters, we're here to connect. And I'm also a member of the Chamber of Commerce, and I see Bree is here. And it's a great networking event and just meeting people in the community. So it's not just about business, but it's also seeing people that we may see like, that's a business that you do? I didn't know that exists. You know what I mean? So, and I've seen a lot of that. And I'm like, there are some people, they say, oh, they have this type of business, they do X, Y, and Z. I never knew that existed. So it's also a learning thing for me, Why am I here? And what is keeping me up at night or making me think like, oh my God, what is my next step? What do I do? Things like that. One of the biggest issues I would say that we've had so far is reaching the people that we need to reach to, like directors of the hospitals, caseworkers, social managers, these key people are the people that we need to get in their face and say, hey, this is a service that I offer, this is what I can do, how can you help me? Or, let's talk. And that's one of our biggest issues. Yes, I've been sending, as you can see, like the emails and networking and doing all of that stuff. I've had some contact, but it's very minimal. And of course, there's many facilities right here in our backyard. South Lake, Orlando Health, Advent is coming. We have the rehab centers, Encompass. We have Clermont. We have a lot, assisted livings. But just reaching out to those key people has been difficult, and basically I would like to meet with them, and offer what we can offer and then go from there. So.
Great. Is that,
All right. So challenges, which I just spoke about, and pretty much just looking for insight and advice. And maybe you guys might have different ideas, not just going and meeting that person in person, right? You might say, okay, you can do this, you can do that, you should do this or you shouldn't do that. And that's what I need from you guys.
Okay, all right. Anganie Ali, everyone. So that's the 6 minutes of her talking about what her issue is. And if I can just put it to my head, my fifth grader's head. So you are looking for ways to grow your business to find more clients.
That is correct.
Correct. Okay. So that is basically her biggest issue right now. We are open for questions or comments, and we can start right here with Nathan. Right here.
when I search for you online, there's an SSStrans.com up in Minneapolis that makes it look like it's almost you, but it's a Minneapolis company. They started on 1/28 of 2023, so probably afterwards. I don't know if you've established a trademark, but you may be able to get them to change their name, or you at least need to compete because they look like you.
I've been getting a lot of books, and it's a lot of different states. Thank you.
Right, and you also transport interstate?
Yes.
Yeah, so you were telling me about, like, Chicago?
Yeah, I mean, anywhere in the US. So anybody that needs to go anywhere, we can do it. Wheelchair or stretcher or ambulatory. Ambulatory meaning they're just sitting. Family members can go with them, whatever the case may be. Yeah.
Lee.
So many things that jump in my head while you're talking. So first of all, I can connect you with a trademark person.
Okay.
Second of all, you don't need a gatekeeper. If you're going to churches, you go to the athletes organization, because athletes do injure and fall and can't walk. And churches, people who have elderly or people who are sick, you just go and say, hey, we're transportation without the emergency cost.
Mm-hmm.
And be there for the community. There's so many churches around here. There's so many schools even, you know, or any organization, women's club, any of those. You can talk to people and get your name out there without having to go through the hospital's gatekeeper.
Right. Thank you.
Right there. Right there?
Yes, I also was checking your online presence. You know, what you do business development is a two-way strategy, right? It's when a client is trying to find you, it's one of those strategies, and you need to have a very good digital presence, right? Your Google My Business doesn't have connection to your social media site, for example.
Mm-hmm.
You have only one review. So for your business, reputation is a lot, you know, because people will try to find, you know, how are you doing that service? So having a lot of reviews on your Google My Business page, that's a great way to show that reputation, right? So that's the strategy number one, is having a strong digital presence, so when somebody tries to find you, it can find you pretty well. Like Nathan he was talking, if they confuse you with somebody else, it's much more difficult. So,
Okay.
so be really well presented in the digital spectrum. The other strategy is when you go and find them, right? When you have your target market and you understand where you can find them. And in order to open those doors, it's not only, you know, a phone call or an email. You have to call them, email them, you know, try to get a meeting, and you will find a lot of people with sales experience that, you know, you need to do 5, 7, 10 contacts in order to get at that meeting. So don't get discouraged.
Right.
You need to keep going and keep trying to open those doors.
Okay. Thank
Good.
you.
I'll pass the mic in a moment, but I'd like to share words of wisdom. We actually just had this class going on, and it's all about target audience. My name is Linka Brady. I help people start businesses. When you try to work with everyone, when you try to talk to everyone, you end up speaking to no one. And what I mean by that is that the message, marketing messaging for schools, churches, athletes is completely different. So if you really pick one target audience and you zone in on that target audience and you understand their pain points and the solutions that you provide to create a transformation for them with the help that you can provide, you will be able to establish what we call as a mind share. So you will become the logical solution for their pain points. You will establish yourself in that market, and then you can add on a new one. I would focus on location, possibly right here, because you're right here in the community, you're talking to people, you're constantly hanging out, you're networking, you're communicating, you're meeting, right? Establish yourself here and then grow and take that business concept that you develop, the processes, marketing, into a new location, new target market. I would start probably there.
Okay. Thank you.
Ken Rose, we obviously met a few times already. In your presentation, you pinpointed the perfect target market. You said senior citizens. So with your presentation, you have so much effort spent on social media, online, those types of tools. And senior citizens, obviously, I'm an AARP member at this stage of my life, but older senior citizens don't use those tools.
Right.
And in our area here, you have Summit Greens, you have Trilogy, you have Kings Ridge, which has 2,500 homes. You can target market them through, the post office offers every door direct mail, which is a very inexpensive way to target market those potential clients. So if you look at Kings Ridge, for example, 2,500 homes, you have to figure that most of those homes are occupied by 1.5 people approximately. That's 3,700 potential clients in a small area, which is what Lenka was saying. Target market, small area, and then grow from there. So that would be my advice, is to look at every door direct mail, which is the cheapest way to get your information into the hands of people that need your services.
Thank you.
That's great, Ken.
Hi, Anganie.
Hi.
From Accelerated Sales Solution. First of all, really good presentation.
Thank you.
Great job up there. I'm going to reiterate some of the things that Lenka talked about, actually, because I think one of the things you need to think about is much more fundamental. Your question was, how do I get in front of more people? I'm a little bit more concerned about, and you just haven't had time to talk about it, is what your message is when you do get in front of those people, right? Because you listed 2 groups of people on your slides. You said hospitals and healthcare, and then you said senior citizens and people with disabilities. To Lenka's point, your messaging is completely different about those pain points, right? What a hospital or a medical facility is going to care about,
Right.
and what you're going to provide to them is very different than what the people who may need the service, the consumer, if you will, are going to need. And to Lenka's point, even within that group of people, your message is going to change, athlete, senior citizen, things like that. So I would make sure that you're really focused on what problem or pain point you're resolving, and really have strong wording when you do get in front of those people, right, from that standpoint. And the other thing is, I'm not sure how you monetize this, but that's actually not my question. My question is, what is at the end of when you're done and you're in the middle of this and you look up and you believe you're a success, what does that look like for you, actually?
So that, for me, it would mean that we are serving our community, meaning that we are able to provide that service, and that people know that we're out there, and they can call us at any time and say, hey, I need this, I need that, I need the other, and we accommodate you as best as we can. But just letting people know that this service exists, because I've seen that a lot of people don't know it exists, because for everything, 911, you know what I mean? And not everything needs to be 911. So just getting the word out there that you have this service available to you is one of my biggest things.
So a few different questions for you. First of all, your payment, are you taking Medicare, Medicaid, private insurance?
Right, so we are licensed and we're okay to take all of it.
Are you a preferred vendor for Medicare and Medicaid?
Not as of now, no.
Are you pursuing that?
I am, again, just navigating to the right person or right area to get that done. We have done calls, emails, things like that, but it hasn't happened as yet.
How many vehicles do you have on the road now?
2.
2, okay. And what's your competitive advantage over your competitors? What do you do better than them?
What we do better than them, we're available. Not all the time, but I think we are competitive in, we are able to do a lot of, not just hospital, because a lot of the other companies and so forth focus on the hospitals and things like that. And I think we are able to do families, or you can call us on a private basis and say, I have an appointment next week. A lot of companies are not able to do it just because they're so overwhelmed with other things, Pricing may be another thing that we're also better with.
Okay. Following up on something this gentleman just said, have you done any lunch and learns?
Any what?
Lunch and learns.
No.
So in other words, this gentleman talked about a mailer, which I think is an awesome idea.
Right.
But what about a lunch and learn with CAMs, Community Access or Association Managers? This gentleman mentioned a few different developments. I don't live in one he mentioned, but I live in a different one.
Mm-hmm.
And people love free lunch, right?
Right.
So it's a chance to invite people to a lunch, Community Access Association Managers, tell them what you do because they have residents over 55 that need your services.
Right.
As far as hospitals and doctors, in my last business, my marketing and biz dev team, when they didn't find an open door, they just crashed through it and made one. So they would show up at hospitals in the morning, first thing, to the HR department as an example, with donuts. How do you get past security? You have a separate bag of donuts or bagels or something for that.
Yes.
So you just say, when there's not a door open, you just create one and crash through it. I think that's really, really important. These community association managers, going back to that, they'll give you, they have meetings all the time. They do opportunities for you to meet the residents. So I think the mailers are great, but I think you need to be in person. And I think also maybe hosting a lunch and learn for different people in medical facilities too.
I like that idea. Yeah, thank you.
Hi, I'm Shauna Vaughn with Precision Integrative Medicine. My husband and I own and operate the practice downtown Clermont, and I come from a different perspective being in healthcare. My suggestion to you for your marketing endeavor is not to look for the one person who knows one person who can benefit from you. Look for the one person who knows 100 people who can benefit from knowing that you exist. So go to the medical practices, find medical buildings and suites like ours, and go door to door and introduce yourself, because I can tell you we've had people like you come into our office, and we do movement and mobility. We have people coming in pre and post surgery operations, things. They aren't moving well, and they often need help getting to us, and they're usually relying on a family member and having to work their schedule and appointments around those people.
Yep.
So that bit of codependency actually delays their healing. So my suggestion is go to the medical facilities, the doctors and the providers who know hundreds of people rather than the 100 people in this room who might know one person. That's
Gotcha. Thank you.
I can see a follow-up here, right? When you want business cards, phone calls, meetings,
Yep.
luncheon? Yep.
So I would bounce off this guy who's talking about going to lunch and learns. Definitely do that. I was in home health, and it was a very hard industry to get referrals, and so I feel your pain. So what I would suggest is there's a lot of assisted living, skilled nursing facilities in the area,
Right.
and go to the entertainment director and host a lunch and learn. Like you got Orchard Heights, you have a whole bunch of Superior. So go to those and get your name out and do the lunch and learn, and maybe offer a discount or a coupon. But like I said, free lunch or anything educational.
Right.
It would be definitely a plus for you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
I'll go to free lunch.
I offered a talk at Blue Cross. You might want to go and see if there's an opportunity there, because they bring together the group and you share your information, and it's going to want to be inspiring, so you want to be able to bring something to the table with them, but that might be an avenue, and there's several locations throughout Central Florida.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Stood up a little quick there. So. Hi, Brian at Avanti Branding Advertising. So I hear a lot of suggestions in here. I mean, I think everybody's going to talk about some form of marketing one way or another. I think for you, you have to look at where you're at in your business and what your business model is going to be and what's attainable for you now. But I think you should look at what your goals are going to be. And what I mean by that is you might be doing grassroots kind of stuff now, visits, 1 million cups, going to different places, bringing donuts, definitely as a bride, right? But at a certain point, you have to figure out, as you're going to scale, how much budget you want to put into marketing. Because whether any business owner wants to hit it or not, the truth of the matter is, it's always going to be visibility that's going to win out over anything that's unique, anything that's special about your business. If you have the best cake in the world that nobody's ever tasted, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So you have to get that visibility out there. So start looking at how you can start adding a marketing budget, and then find a partner with the actual clout or something in their repertoire that's going to actually be able to do what they say they can do. There are a lot of people who are quote unquote marketers, and they don't speak the language, they don't know. So find somebody who's a trusted partner and then put that money to work. That's my recommendation.
Thank you.
Hello, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Pretty good. It's a kind of bizarre question here since we're by the villages. Can you provide transportations interstate for the deceased?
So,
I don't know what licensing is involved, but
Right.
I know they never complain.
Yes. We should be able to do it just with paperwork, making sure forms.
Certainly, but you might want to go to the villages with that and do a show in the villages and provide that, because I'm probably dead sure the funeral homes get premium dollar for doing that. And like I said, they don't complain.
That's a good idea. I like that. I will definitely look into it. Thank you.
One thing I want to say, I work for Congressman Webster. This is one of the senior capitals of the nation. There are seniors everywhere.
I'm from up north, Jared. And the thing is, there's so many people that everybody from the villages is not from here. I guarantee you that.
Yeah.
And they've already got plots somewhere around this country. One's taken away and one isn't.
Absolutely.
And so it's a very common thing. And I believe the funeral homes have a lock on that for that price. So I think you can be competitive. That's just my opinion.
Thank you.
Jared.
Hey Angie, good morning. Jared Taylor of Sugarloaf Partners, fundraising consultants for nonprofits. One suggestion, as everyone's mentioned with the villages, I think last week one of the gentlemen from the Small Business Development Council mentioned the name of one of those newspapers. It's like $600 for an ad, so I think that'd be a great idea. And then locally, my son has autism, he's 5. There is a Facebook page called We Speak of Lake County, and it represents the families of individuals that have family members who have disabilities, kids all the way up to in their seniors age. So we can connect about that, and I'd love to hear about your involvement with these nonprofits. You can go to the doctor's offices, you can go to do those things, but I'd love to see you step up and have some involvement with local nonprofits that serve the disabled community.
Okay. Thank you. Absolutely.
Hi, I'm Angie Gibbs. I'm also a home health physical therapist, so I can connect you. I have a 90-year-old patient right now, lives by himself. He has depended with his family to take him to the doctors, but he can really avail your service. He lives in Kings Ridge.
Okay.
And then connect with different organizations there. There's a Caribbean organization that you can host an event, bring a band, right? And provide food. Everybody will like that.
Yeah.
Also here, Summit Green, I have a patient who lives by herself. So these are people that you can connect, so we can, talk and see. I can introduce you to them. And also, there's another patient. She lives with her daughter. She's 93 years old, and now the daughter works. So some days she cannot take her.
Right.
So she can really avail your service.
Okay.
So we can connect things.
Thank you.
The Villages newspaper is the Villages Daily Sun, by the way. And it looks like there are 3 companies in the state of Florida with your name. So you may want to look at switching your name unless you want to compete with that for the rest of your life. And throughout the rest of the country, there's like 40 companies. So I don't know that you want to compete with 40 different people unless you're willing to spend a lot on advertising.
Thank you for that.
Hello, Mark Hughes. I do residential real estate. 55 plus market. Someone just mentioned about 55 plus. Right over here, right in this area, we have a lot of people 55 plus. And you understand you have 2 vehicles, right?
Right.
So, lunch and learn, excellent idea for that 55 plus market. Right here, you go to the CAMs, you do a lunch and learn, you tell them about what you do. I guarantee you, once you get in one of those communities, and you transport somebody to the doctors, reason why people move to this area right over here is because they want to be close to all the things. They have all the doctor's offices here and all those things. And a lot of people in these communities, you'd be surprised. You got people who are blind in the community. You got people who live by themselves. Their loved one passed away. And they might be calling Uber and all these other things. They could be calling you.
Right.
But get in contact with the camp and focus, like someone already said, focus it. Don't go all over the place. What I see, what you're doing is ideal for the 55 plus market. I work with 55 plus clients. They need you. So get to the CAMs. Once you get to the CAMs, do that lunch and learn, and you start getting a few clients, it's going to grow.
Okay. Thank you.
Good morning. Hi, my name is Rose Atherton, Jazz for Travel. A thought that I have is, what are you doing for your current clients? I would imagine a lot of people have weekly appointments or standing every week. Do you do follow-up with them after you drop them off? Do you reach out to schedule next week? Do you connect with them after their transfer? I know my business, my bread and butter is repeat clients coming to me over and over again. So I would think that you would almost have the same type of thing. Give them a good ride, they're gonna call you for next week's appointment.
Right. Yes. So we do follow up with them. And to be honest, the private side of it is not huge right now. So a lot of our clients are like from the rehabs and the hospitals and things like that. But what we have on that side, yes, we do. Mm-hmm. Thank you, though.
Jackie, last question.
Again, hi. I apologize because I missed a little bit at one point because I was dealing with the live stream. Do you have a website? Am I just not finding it?
We don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
We need to talk about that.
Okay.
But we were just talking, and one of the biggest things for you, I think, is there's a lot of people who think they don't know what the service actually is.
Right.
They see people waiting at the doctor's office or the pharmacy. Oh, my ride isn't showing up. My ride. There's a lot of negativity out there. So to connect with people and really show them who you are and how you stand out from other companies that may not care the way you do. I've heard it before, the reviews and stuff, testimonials, but a short, simple video of just showing somebody getting transported, and maybe not the person on the gurney or the major thing that people think about, but somebody that just needs the simple transportation. The person who, my daughter has her license, but she has health issues. She cannot drive right now.
Mhm.
So I drive her everywhere. But it's not something like I never even thought about it. Oh, can I go get that? So show the different experiences,
Right.
and then maybe get some video testimonials as well.
Good. Thank you.
Jackie. And Anganie Ali is her name. She's with SSS Non-Emergency Medical Transportation. I just have one suggestion. Beacon College in Leesburg.
Leesburg.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Beacon College special needs students.
Okay.
That might be an option.
Thank you.
Everyone, give it up for Anganie.
Thank you.
And you receive our $1 million.
Thank you.
Thanks for presenting. Great job.
Yeah, thank you so much. You did such a great job. We are now up to community.
Good stuff. What? Oh, the great question. All right.
Thank you.
We got it all over the place. Okay, so for community announcements, I do know that there's one question we want to just go back to, which is what can the community do for you? Do you have a short answer for what the community can do for you?
What can we as a community do for you?
Just the support that you guys have given today and the suggestions, so much appreciated. And word of mouth, that's it, Thank you guys. I really, really, truly, I'm gonna go back to the video, and I remember some of them, but I'm sure, I'll go back and I will definitely look at everything and some great suggestions. Thank you so much.
Awesome.